Hey guys, welcome to the cutting edge of synthesis. We're testing things here that aren't even out yet. We're beta testing the OS on the M8 today with a little Squarepusher Borgnine and the new external instrument function of the M8 that will be coming to you soon. So this allows you to sequence external instruments, control 4 cc's of the external instrument, and simultaneously process the incoming audio of those instruments through the effects of the M8. So in this case, I'm playing a sequence on the M8 and sending out via MIDI to the SH01A and controlling 4 cc functions on the SH01A via the touchscreen of the M8. Then I'm processing the incoming audio through the effects and mixer of the M8. Let's take a look at how easily this is all set up. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about connecting these two devices together. You've got the MIDI to 3.5 millimeter jack running out of the M8. Now, I tried several of these. It turns out that when I got this MIDI adapter, I threw it into the drawer with these other MIDI adapters here. And so, of course, I went through all 4 of these adapters, and I was like, why isn't MIDI going out of my M8? And it's because I wasn't using the adapter that they provided. It must be a different type. I think there's a couple different types. They're wired differently, depending on which manufacturer you get those from. But the one with the M8, the one that came with it, works great. So I'm running out using the adapter into a MIDI cable and running that into the SH01A so I can send notes into it and control the 4 cc's. Secondly, I'm running the 3.5 millimeter out of using this. It's actually a stereo cable, so you can see how easy it would be to quickly hook up 2 SH01As to the M8, because you can select which channel that you're using, or you can use stereo if you want to. But I'm just running the left out of that stereo cable and the stereo into the M8. And that's where I'm getting the audio from. And then right down here, there's line in stereo, line in left, line in right, and USB and all that stuff. I'm just using the line in left. And so you can see how you could easily have this is track 8. You can have track 7 play your TB and run it into the right and use a different MIDI channel if you wanted two separate signals. And then down here you have the channel that you are sending the MIDI on. So there you can have, you could change the channel to 2 and run your second instrument and run it with the right input. Now here we have the CCs. These are very easy to set up so that your touchscreen can control it. So you have, first of all, you have the CC numbers. So that tells the M8 what it is you want to control. And in my case, I have this nice list that Roland has provided for the SH01A that tells you what CC number controls each function on the SH01A. So for the first one here, the SH01A uses 74 to control its filter. And then over here is the setting on the filter. So, and the way you tell the M8 that you want the touchscreen to control that, you just hold down Option and then you move on the axis you want to control. And there you go. It's that easy. So now on this X-axis, I'm controlling the filter. And then as you saw in the video earlier, as I move my finger up, it turned into kind of a string sound. And so I was controlling various other parameters like the resonance and the envelope attack. And you can see that some of them are going in reverse. They're going from, as I move my finger up, see how some of them are decreasing, but the second one there is increasing. And I'll show you how to do that. So you go over here to your project page, the main page there, and go to mappings. And you can see the mappings of all these. And there you can set the range for each of those 4 cc's. And so if you want one to move in reverse, you would put the big number over here on the left and then put 0 over there on the right. Additionally, if one of them is opening up too far, like if your filter's opening up too far, you can close down the range a little bit and select a lower number for the range, and it'll just have a small range as you move across the screen. Now, some of you will want the notes for Squarepusher Borgnine, so let's go through the phrase pages. So this is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4 of the notes for Squarepusher Borgnine. This is something new for the upcoming OS, is that this page, the mods page, used to be 2 envelopes and 2 LFOs. And now it's just mods. So if you want 4 LFOs, you could now have that. So far, there's no control in that mod section of the amount of CC. And I'm hoping that that will happen at some point, but it's not currently being implemented. But yeah, it would be cool to use this mod LFO right there to control this amount of the filter CC being sent out. And I have created a Squarepusher Borgnine type of sound that I created with the M8 with its internal instrument. Just having a little fun there. I tossed the James Brown Pride break into the M8, and I'm just having it randomly play slices out of that break. And I showed in another video, my tutorial video for the M8, how to do that, how to slice that up and play those random slices. And this is my patch that I made. It's kind of an SH 101 style patch that I made with the macro syn inside the M8. And so these are the settings for that patch if you want to recreate that. Show you the modulations for it. And this modulation page may look a little different because this is the beta OS that I'm running here. Nevertheless, those settings will apply because there's 2 envelopes and 2 LFOs the same way. But yeah, you can hear in the patch that there's an LFO to the cutoff there. And of course, I'm playing the same notes there that I played before. And only this time the pitch slide is in effect because this macro syn patch does not have portamento. So the portamento is being put on it by the pitch slide effect. And so this can be for those of you who don't have a SH01A or an external synth to play this stuff. You can just use the internal synthesizer in the M8 to do it. And you can just toss the James Brown Pride break in there, slice it up, and you'll have some kind of a Squarepusher sound going. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, you should subscribe and click the bell for all so you can get all the notifications when I do another video. I'm going to go through any new features that pop up on here that I find interesting. And so stay tuned for that. Come over and join me on my Patreon, where I'm sharing all the patches and things that I use in these videos. And we can also talk about all the latest gear. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.